your court.
Where would you look to do that fight? I mean, you'd have to maximize the revenue potential, obviously, to pay that type of price.
Well, look, we're a company that knows how to maximize revenues. You know, maybe Bob Arum cannot do that, and that's why maybe he'll think that it's a ridiculous number and it'll never happen. Yes, it will happen. We are offering $3 million because we know how to maximize revenue for the fighter. So the offer's on the table. It's your call.
Was there any truth to Tim Bradley ever being in the running for Floyd Mayweather?
No, never. No, never. That's not even a possibility.
Why do you think it is that Top Rank floats these rumors with Golden Boy fights on? Do you think they just float them for press or?
Well, you take a look at their roster of who they have. Who is Tim Bradley going to fight?
I can't see anybody. Again, both fights crappy. I don't know.
So what do they have to keep on telling him? A bunch of lies?
Yeah.
It's not fair to the fighter. You know, we want to make fights happen. That's why we offered, we put on the table $3 million for Nonito Donaire to fight Abner Mares, and they can split it up the way they want to. You know, I don't know what type of deal they have with Bob Arum and Nonito Donaire. Maybe it's a 50-50 deal, maybe it's a 60-40 deal. I don't care, but there's $3 million on the table.
So you've said that you're willing to do a co-promotion, but Bob says he won't, right? That's his stance, but you're willing to do one.
We are willing to work with anybody for the sake of boxing.
So that $3 million is just for Donaire himself then, right? Not for the whole fight?
It's Bob Arum's side.
Bob Arum's side.
$3 million for Bob Arum's side.
Which would be a career high payday, right, for Donaire?
It would be a career, even if it was a 50-50 split.
It would still be career.
It's still a career high payday.
So when you try to make a fight, say, with Bob, who won't really talk to you, how does the dialogue go? What happens?
Well, he'll deal with somebody else.
No, I'm saying like, when you try to reach out to him, what happens exactly?
No, I mean,
wait, what is their what pipeline is there?
we all know, and it's no secret that Bob Arum doesn't even want to answer our calls.
So you just call him and that's it? He doesn't answer?
Exactly. So we are willing to do anything possible to make these fights happen. That's the bottom line. There's no running around it. There's no ifs or buts. We want to make fights happen, and that's why we offered $3 million.
Right.
How come in the past promoters, I like what you did putting that number out there because it puts a lot of pressure on them. How come that doesn't happen more often in instances where there's kind of a freeze on these fights happening?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, it's going to happen more often. We want to make fights happen.
Awesome.
So if this is what it takes, and there's no secret about it. I mean, let's make it happen. There's $3 million for your side. Let's do it. What's the holdup?
You think he'll do it, in your opinion? What percent?
I don't know. I really don't know. I hope he does, just for the sake of
it makes him look a lot worse if they don't, given that the number's out there rather than just saying we're willing to make the fight.
Well, I mean, I hope they're willing to make the fight.
Would you consider loaning out Abner Mares for a fee?
Loaning out Abner Mares? No, we look. If Bob Arum has a better offer for us, then we're willing. We're willing to work with something. Let's work. Let's make this fight happen. If you think $3 million is a low number, then come back and offer us more. We'll work with it. You know?
What if he offers you $3 million? If he offers you $3 million to take?
God, he'll do that. How come Bob Arum doesn't have those types of sponsors, and we know how to maximize revenue. We know how to. We have the sponsors. We have the relationships with the arenas. We know how to maximize our revenue. That's why we did not even hesitate in offering $3 million.
So obviously this boxing Cold War can't last forever. What do you think it's going to take on Bob's side to make it end?
It's not going to be forever.
Right.
Not forever.
Yeah.
I mean, forever is forever. But look,
Well, on his side,
Golden Boy Promotions was established 10 years ago. We have a long ways to go. So until then, we're just going to keep chipping away. And one day, and I promise you this, one day we will make all the fights that the fans want to watch.
How come there isn't more cooperation, Oscar? Why isn't there more cooperation? I mean, this seems childish.
It's very childish. I mean, especially coming from a man like Bob, who is who has been in this business for a very long time. There's no reason why we shouldn't be making these fights.
If he steps down, or when he steps down, would you be able to work with the Buff or any of them, or you think it's more of the same?
We are willing to work with anybody. That's the bottom line. That really truly is the bottom line. For the sake of the fighters, we want to do what's in the best interest of the fighter. Abner Mares wants this fight. Abner Mares is our fighter, a Golden Boy fighter. So we offered Bob Arum $3 million to make this fight happen.